We're here with Robin Poteet in the back room of Cheap Joe's Art Stuff in Boone, North Carolina. And Robin is a relative newcomer to the Cheap Joe's family, although you've known Joe for a long time. And so let's start out, Robin, by kind of telling us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll look at a couple of paintings.
Okay.
And so where do you live, and when did you start doing art, and what motivates you to do this?
Do what I love.
To do what you
I
love?
live in Salem, Virginia, which is right outside Roanoke,
Okay.
and born and raised there, and then I moved away for a number of years. I was a graphic designer by trade,
Okay.
and had my own business. I did a lot of work for the furniture industry, and I started at a time when computers didn't really exist in the graphics industry, so I worked at a drawing board and did a lot of illustration. And it helped me learn a hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
Helped me learn how to do thumbnails. It helped me learn to work. I couldn't hit a reset button and erase what I had done, so
Right.
I learned to, I guess, have a more disciplined approach to my work, and that has helped me in my love of art. I gave up my job about 10 years ago and decided I wanted to paint full-time. Started teaching, and I cobbled together a living now, doing workshops, teaching, entering shows, doing outdoor festivals, things
Okay.
like this.
Well, you can kind of see we'll pull up one of her, and I guess this is from your journal.
It is.
And it shows the kind of the graphic design.
My pen and ink style of painting, and I do the pen and ink first, and then
Okay.
I splash the watercolor on, so it makes the painting process very easy to do.
So Frank Webb told me that unless you have a composition, don't worry about color. And it seems like you're kind of composing. But as you're composing, are you thinking about
I'm thinking
color?
about color, and even more than color, I'm thinking about value, the
Okay.
lights, the midtones, and the darks.
And it seems like from the paintings that I saw hanging in your workshop that you're kind of multi-talented as of, here's a portrait. And people don't normally do portraits and landscapes and
Architecture and still life.
So is this
My
does
problem
this
is
show
that I
any-
love it all.
Does this show any influences?
Well, when I started trying to do portrait, I took a workshop from Charles Reeve,
Okay.
and then the following week I took a workshop from Mary White.
Okay.
So polar opposites, because I really wanted to learn how to do people, and those are two of the best.
Yeah.
So after those 2 weeks, I realized that portraits are just like any other subject.
Right. Right.
And architecture is just like any other subject. They just have their own little nuances.
Portraits tend to be intimidating for people.
For a lot of people, yeah.
And then I could live with this in my living room. We have the
It's sort of a finished studio piece.
Okay.
My goal, I guess, is over my career has been to loosen up. I think a lot of watercolorists want to loosen up a bit, but I still do some studio pieces that are very, very tight.
So you're an artist and an instructor. When you come into a workshop, you've got 14, 15, 20 people. You've got a responsibility to these people. So my question would be, what do you bring to them? What do you want these workshoppers to leave with at the end of the week? What do you want to instill in them as an artist?
I suppose my main objective is to inspire,
Okay.
to motivate, to have someone want to go home and paint, and to have learned some new techniques throughout the week. This week, we have worked on a different surface each day,
Okay.
a different subject each day. I want people to feel that we are all students and we are learning from each other.
Right.
And, I know it's a little bit of a cliche to say, well, it's just a piece of paper, but if people can come into a workshop feeling relaxed and not making their work so precious.
Right.
I tell people that their job this week is to make as many mistakes as they can.
Okay.
And my job is to help walk them through that process and figure out, well, how can we fix this?
Right.
And then I also think that my job is to make mistakes so that they can see how I approach something and try to fix.
And that's one thing I can't understand why schools have taken art out of the curriculum, because art is about solving problems, technically. You've got a subject that you want to portray, and so how do you bring that idea to the paper?
The logic.
The logic of that whole, whether it's abstract or representational or photorealism or collage, there's still that same, you're faced with a surface.
Mm-hmm. And then critical thinking, creative thinking.
Right.
If we can learn that when we're young, it will help us through our entire life. I think art is one of those things that as we get older, we get better.
Okay.
So there are many things that we lose our skills as we age, but art we can continue to grow and become better. It can become a richer experience.
So let's say out of the 10,000 or so people that are watching this video, I want to take a Robin Poteet workshop. Why would I want to take a workshop from you? That's a hard question.
I try to motivate people and push people to take their work to the next level
Okay.
in what I hope is a welcoming and gentle way,
Okay.
so that sometimes people don't realize they're being pushed. I try to use humor, I try to use positive feedback, but honest feedback. And I spend my day circulating the room. I don't necessarily spend 10 minutes with each person at a time, but I will visit that person 10 times during the day.
Okay.
So I think I make a point to try to give everyone equal time and
Okay.
attention.
So summing it up, it's positive reinforcement plus taking away the stigma of making a mistake.
Right.
And
Right.
so that.
I mean, this should be fun.
that should be
I
fun.
remember, and I will always be a student myself, but I remember the days when I would go to a workshop, and that first day I'd be so excited and eager to learn and ready to come back the next day. So as an instructor, when I come and sit at the desk in front of everyone, I'm a little bit envious that I can't be out there
Right.
enjoying a workshop instructor. I know how important it is to make this a good experience and a good learning experience, and that's my objective.
And I think that wraps. Robin Poteet, Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. Thank you for
Thank you.
talking and making yourself
It's a great-
vulnerable.
Great facility, so if you have not taken a workshop at Cheap Joe's, I would highly recommend it.
And that's a wrap.